So, Republican women who are curious to know what their life will be like under a fascist regime, I urge you to go watch the movie The Stoning of Soraya M. It's a very good movie, very powerfully done, very hard to watch. But yeah, that's the kind of environment that women in countries that where the government is controlled by religion, that's the kind of environment women find themselves in. Women are considered, well, she was tried and convicted, and she never even got to walk into the courtroom and speak on her own behalf. They decided that she was guilty, and she never got to even utter a word. And she was unalived because her husband wanted to marry a younger girl, and she was in the way. He couldn't afford two wives. Old Testament law. That's what Iran, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, that's what they have controlling them. It's called Sharia law. You can look it up. Read the restrictions that are enforced onto women in these countries that are controlled by religion. Christianity is just Islam's big brother, older brother, based on the same book. If we become a fascist regime, you can guarantee that your value as a human being will suddenly be half as much as a man's. Your testimony in court will be worth half as much as a man's. If you get raped and it isn't witnessed by three men, it won't count as rape, especially if you don't scream. If you get into a divorce, your husband most likely would get the boys. If they even let you have a divorce, that's very questionable because you'll be the property of your husband. Whether or not you'll get to own property is highly questionable. Whether or not you'll get to drive a car or ride a bicycle is highly questionable because they don't want women to experience the feelings of freedom and independence. So very highly questionable. Whether or not you'll be able to wear your favorite sundress anymore, strapless tank top, or not tank top, well, those two, but tank tops, strapless, anything that shows your arms. Swimming suits would be very questionable whether you'd be able to wear what you consider right now to be a swimming suit. Very questionable whether you'd ever get to wear that kind of a swimming suit again. Modesty, you might have to cover your face. There's going to be all these things, and it'll all be on women. It'll be like no big change for men, except they'll have more rights. But women will be the ones that will be having encounters with religious police more than anybody else. Your freedom will be gone. You will have no freedom. And yeah, I don't understand honestly how any woman could continue to go along with patriarchal religions and cults. Because when they come into power, like Christianity is starting to do in this country, or trying to do very aggressively, when they come into power, women lose everything. They lose everything. There's a good chance that girls will be restricted in how much school they get to have. Whether they get to have an education beyond the 6th grade is highly questionable. They want women to be dependent on men. They want to make women so they can't be self-sufficient. They don't want women to have the skills that it takes to be self-sufficient. And they'll do things to make it so that women can't get the kind of jobs that they can live on. So anyway, have fun voting for Donald Trump, and if this stuff that I'm talking about comes to pass, you'll be the one that I blame. People who vote for Trump will be the one that killed our country and took away all the rights that we women have now. And you'll be answering to your daughters and your granddaughters one day when they look back and they see movies of how America used to be. And they'll understand that you were one of the people that made their oppression happen.